This woman was cheating on her husband with a man who was in prison for murder. She then wanted to marry the prisoner, so she killed her husband.
Nurse at a Missouri jail charged with poisoning her husband and setting her house on fire so she could allegedly marry an inmate.
Tonight, investigators are looking at whether an alleged prison romance was a motive for murder. This woman is accused of killing her husband while having an affair at work with an inmate. A 911 call first reporting a fire at this home in Iberia, Missouri at 2 a.m. back in December. Amy Murray, a nurse, first told authorities she drove to McDonald's with her 11-year-old son, and when she returned, the house was full of smoke and that the bedroom was on fire, with her husband, Joshua, found dead inside. But local authorities weren't buying it.
It looked suspicious. The sheriff's office detectives came in with the fire marshal's office, started investigating it.
An autopsy reveals it wasn't the fire that killed Joshua, but a chemical used in antifreeze. Joshua was deceased prior to the fire occurring. Arson investigators confirmed the blaze was intentionally set in the master bedroom. Authorities say they then discovered her phone conversations with this man, Eugene Claypool, an inmate at the correctional facility where she works.
And Amy is 46 years old, and she just entered a plea deal, charges of second-degree murder, second-degree arson, and tampering with evidence. The night of the murder, Amy had only been home for about 30 minutes before she set the house on fire. She then left to go get food with their 11-year-old son and their 2 dogs. Investigators say that Amy worked as a nurse at the facility that Eugene Claypool was serving a 25-year sentence at. Because Eugene was in prison, the calls between Amy and him were recorded. Amy spoke to Eugene often about not wanting to be around her husband. She even told Eugene that the 2 of them could get married after her husband was out of the picture. Amy's defense team tried to argue that Joshua, her husband, took his own life. So my question is this: what is it with women dating inmates? And I'm not talking about men that they meet on the outside and then they go to prison. I'm talking about that they actually meet the men in prison and pledge extreme loyalty to them. You might remember another video I did where a woman was killed during a conjugal visit. A 62-year-old woman was killed during a conjugal visit with her husband, who's serving a life sentence in prison. Business owner Stephanie Brinson was visiting her husband David Brinson at the Mule Creek State Prison for a conjugal visit. David has been serving a 4 consecutive life sentence without the possibility of parole. He was convicted of a 1990 robbery where he killed 4 men execution style. On November 13th, David had contacted authorities and told them that his wife had passed out about 2 a.m. Stephanie was pronounced at 2:51 a.m. after authorities tried to revive her. Stephanie Brinson and David Brinson met while David was already in prison. Tanya, not only was she killed during that visit, but there were also times where she would take her 3-year-old grandson on a conjugal visit with this convicted murderer, who ended up taking her life. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.